question, the numbers speak for themselves when it comes to a player like Josey Jewell. But for Jewell, there was one offseason decision that no statistic could help him with. The question? Whether to declare for the 2017 NFL Draft. Jewell did apply for feedback, but the response from talent evaluators was clear. Go back for one more year. How did Jewell respond? Said Josey, that's fine with me. If you want to hold yourself to a higher standard, if you want to be a first or second rounder, you have to play better. So Josey is back in Iowa City with intentions to do just that. He's standing by with our crew in Iowa.
I try to lead more by example. Sometimes I'll get a little vocal if it needs to be, but I just try to do it by example. Kind of the guys that showed me in front of me when it was James Morris and them, trying to lead kind of like them. But sometimes at the mic position you kind of have to lead a little more vocal. So it's one thing I'll need to work on. Yeah, I think there's always things to get better at. You're never perfect at your craft. The fundamentals like we always talk about. There's always tackling. Rushing the quarterback, there's always one when we're blitzing. Even when we do blitz, it's not a ton, but you want to make it count when you do. And then there's always pass coverage. You want to be able to keep your feet underneath you and be able to stay tight and snug to that guy.
Josey, how does Coach Ferentz address team goals?
Yeah, I think there's, he addresses them two different ways. He assesses them, over the summer, he'll assess them, kind of bring the leadership council and leadership group up, and, we'll talk about our goals over the season and our goals during the offseason and kind of assess those. And then there's also every week we have different goals. After a game, you might reassess your goals. Maybe you didn't play well on one side of the ball, or maybe you made a couple mistakes. You'll reassess your goals during that next week and just keep on revamping them every single week.
What are some of the keys for this defense to be successful this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest one's always communication, and I think that runs through the linebackers, and we need to do a good job on that. Keeping everybody on the same page it's going to be big because we have some experienced guys, we have some new guys. Get everybody on the same page and try to play, fundamental defense.
A lot of talk that you and Ben and Bo could be, if not the best linebacking group in the Big Ten, certainly in that discussion among the best linebacking groups in this conference. Where do you think you guys still have room to improve, though?
Yeah, I think that can go into communication too. We have been working with each other for a while, but you can always perfect that and be better at that. So I think communication is a big one, and then being able to spill the ball to each other, being able to trust one another is always big. And I think you can always grow on that aspect too. So being able to trust, if they're going to spill the ball, they're going to kick the ball back inside to you. Just knowing exactly what move everybody else is going to do.
Iowa linebacker Josey Jewell. Thanks a lot, Josey.
Thanks for having me.